Greetings, humanoids of the internets! My name is Bob, and this is episode 117. I got it that time. Episode 117 of Journey into Space! Now, one thing that we're lacking excuse me, in our space tourism business is deluxe accommodations. A resort tower of our very own. And so we're going to set out to remedy that problem by launching this thing to Minmus. It's fairly large. I've got a fairly large rocket below it. The design is slightly unorthodox, so it may simply blow up. Also, I've got what appears to be a rover here, and indeed it can function as a rover. Fundamentally, however, it is a small exploratory spaceship, so that people can sit in these seats or whatever and go exploring sort of suborbitally, not suborbitably. Yes. And yeah, could be dangerous, could explode. There's nobody on it, I don't believe. No, you need to get off, Hudorf. We don't want you in the module. You've done your work, Hudorf. We don't want you in there. So it'll be launching unmanned. So if it blows up, at least people won't die. We hope. And launch. Okay, looking a little wobbly. The boosters down here are looking very wobbly. I did not support them, so they may blow up. Throttle to maximum, SAS on. In 3, well, let's start about a little bit lower than that. Because I don't want these just to jam up straight away and blow the rocket up. In 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, well, which is in fact what happened. Perhaps we need a little support on that. Okay, here we go again. Lag is pretty much real. It's a real thing. I keep on having to remove Hudorf. He keeps on wanting to fly in that couple module, and I keep on telling him, Hudorf, this is not your time. Not your time to go. Okay, in 3, 2, 1, go. Nope. All systems appear to be nominal so far. Let's check the status of this internal tank here. It's empty, so let's go ahead and drop it. Turn on the lights. Ooh, that Christmas. Turn off the lights. Okay, standing by for our gravity turn. Gravity turn commencing. Okay, T plus 1 minute 30 seconds. All systems appear to be nominal. Go ahead and check our external view. Okay. T plus 2 minutes. All systems appear to be nominal. Okay. We're starting to pick up some altitude now. I'll tilt it over just a little bit. Okay. Let's give it just a little bit gas so we can actually turn this bitch, because otherwise it won't turn unless I use up like all my RCS. Which I sort of want my RCS for later. Okay. Well, it's still not. That's going too far the other way. Come on, bring it to heel. RCS. Oh god, even with RCS, it's just nuts. Okay, RCS off. Let's kind of drift in this direction. Turn our RCS off. I mean, I have a pretty generous amount of RCS. I just really hate to use it. But there's some other methods I can use. Alright, close enough. Really need to finish up orbit on these boosters. If I can, I'll possibly do so. Yep, get back in place here, dude. Having to have the engine on running just a little bit to in order to actually move it all. You may be wondering why I'm being so finicky about burning so close to apoapsis. It makes it a little bit more efficient. Honestly, it doesn't really matter that much, especially if you have an abundance of fuel. It's just sort of a a neurotic tendency of mine to attempt to do things more efficiently. Okay, we're going to go ahead and wait until we get up to about yay. Let's see if I can move this thing to the bubble. All right, whatever. Whoop. There we go. 79 and 78. Good enough. Okay, let's hit the F5. Okay, for the time being, I've got these engines to start me out on my burn to Minmus, and then I've got the skipper engine here to finish it up. Okay, well, let's. I'll go ahead and get lined up on Minmus. I may just go ahead and start heading out that way, and then we will restart when something interesting happens. Okay, we happen to be making the transit at a time when Minmus is passing close to the equatorial line of Kerbin. So actually we have a intersect straight away. We'll narrow that down as time goes on, but that's kind of interesting. I don't usually wait until that happens or try to make that happen. It just so happened that right now Minmus was right at that particular spot where it's intersecting the plane of the moon and equatorial line of Kerbin fairly closely. And there we go. Even with the RCS, this manatee does not want to move. I might should have put extra SAS units on it or something. Come on. Move it back there. Ooh, pulling some G's. Oh, is that the end of my my thing? It is indeed. Okay. We're just sort of spinning right now, so we just have to go with that. And that is these, right? Yep. Got to give it a minute for them to work their way free of the engine. Don't hit the engine, please. Paid a lot of money for that engine. Okay. It's being a little bit more responsive now, of course. Doesn't have a million tons of shit hanging on to it. Come on. This is a good thing that I started the burn early. Hey, you're you, right? Yep, you are you. You are, in fact, you. What? Bye, dudes. Been real. I could throttle this up, but I'm wanting to get a little bit more on the other side of the node since I started early. crank it up a little bit. Screw it. Uh-oh, wobbly. Little wobbly. Probably should have reinforced that a little bit better. We're working on a budget. It's an unmanned mission. You know. Screw it. Wow. Wobble E. That shit is bouncing like... Oh, well, fuck. What the hell happened there? Okay, nothing. Okay. We will set Minmus as target. We got a long ways to go before we need to do the inclination change, so quick save. And we shall catch up when we are closer to Minmus. Okay, after a bit of a difficulty getting a proper encounter, we are in orbit around Minmus. And once the daylight is shining again on our landing site, we shall descend. So I have about a half tank left in here, so what we'll do is we will descend on that up to a point and then use these for the rest of the way. These are set on little jettisonable things so that they will jettison. I've got a fuel tank here I've got no purpose for. That's kind of stupid. That's not very bright. It's just a fuel tank, but it's not connected to anything. Okay, well maybe someday somebody will land up here. Well, this guy possibly could land back up here and dock. And no, there's no docking port there. The docking port is on this side. So screw that. I lifted up a tank full of fuel that I probably will never need. All right, whatever. I think initially I had intended this thing to dock back with this vehicle, and then I realized I already have a Kethane miner sitting on the surface looking for work to do, and I probably shouldn't need to do that. Okay. Well, we shall be landing on Minmus in just a bit. Okay, I just took a break and had some disgusting corporate pizza, and now my soul is corroded, and I'm feeling a little bit lazy and sleepy, but I'm going to try to land this bihatch regardless, because astronauts don't get to quit when they eat disgusting corporate pizza and feel like passing out. Excuse me. Although in their case, perhaps it's disgusting NASA pizza, which does actually sounds worse. Sounds a bit worse, actually. Disgusting NASA pizza. That sounds awful. Okay, well I can't move, so we'll have to put on the RCS. There we go. There's the little blue marker. Little blue marker. Come here, little blue marker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to I have a fair amount of fuel in my current tank. Come on, get back here, bitch. What I will do is I will pretty much use that going all the way down. That's silent. That's interesting. Oh no, it's not. I will use my current tank all the way down. and use the last tanks just for the final part of the landing, making sure that I don't drop this big tank and big engine on top of something important. Boom. Oh. Alright, how are we lined up? Works in my world. Where are we going to plop this Hilton here? We'll stick him right there. Okay, well we're going to drop for a bit. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. Since I can almost foresee the possibility of dropping this thing directly onto my vehicles that are already on the site, what I will do is I will go ahead and jettison this and just come in on these engines, which they should be perfectly adequate to the job, I would think. And if not, I've got this useless tank full of fuel over here. Okay. That was a sound. Ooh. All surreal and stuff. Alright, now we drop for a bit. Now we pull this in a bit. See how we're not maneuvering one bit better though, despite dropping that thing. Okay, well I will restart when something happens. Okay, the ship will be hitting the proverbial fan very soon. So got a little motion to cancel out here. How are we doing there? Yep. Right on the money, pretty much. Okay, now we just drop. Okay, coming up on 1,000 meters. As you can see, I'm situated near the mountains and near the plains, or actually on the plains, but near the mountains. So they can go skiing. I need to chill, kill some of that. Shadow. As you see, there's no landing gear. It's just sort of like big block things. And and this part of it is very wobbly. There's no struts there, so it's a bit wobbly. So I really need to kind of land this as gently as possible. Cancel a little bit of that motion. Again, let's turn on the RCS. Let's see if we can kill out that oops, wrong button. I hit the wrong button. Okay, bring this back. Okay, no, that was a mistake. We're just going to have to go with it. Maybe a little bit of motion going on here. We're just going to have to go with it. Are we down? RCS off. SAS off. We're actually down? Fuck. Okay, now first we do an F5. F5. We do a quick time compress so that it will absolutely kill any kind of other motion it may have. And then the tricky part. Okay, well, it was very not tricky. It was very sedate, actually. No problems with that at all. Nope. I guess they're just there now. Okay. Okay, other tricky part. Go ahead and hit another F5. Okay, this one may be a little tricky. Oh, don't want to do that. Fuck. Well, that's weird. Yep, that's kind of a weird deal. I was not expecting that to work that way at all. Yeah, I guess I got to do. First, got to put my brakes on, and I got to do. What is it? I mean, once I get used to the fact that it's flying in a way I didn't anticipate. Let's do control from here. Okay. Now I can, in theory, roll this thing around like so. Although it doesn't seem to want to turn very well. Seems he mostly is like skidding across the surface there. Yeah. Well, it's okay because it's not primarily actually a rover. Yeah, it doesn't want to. Just stop that. Okay. We will instead, with some trepidation, well, actually first we'll hit F5, and then we shall, with some trepidation, pick back off again. Okay, well that's not good. How about, well, shit. So control from there gives me a really wonky situation, which is not good. So we'll do control from here, which gives me a normal situation, but then it's going to fly sideways, which is perfectly okay, I suppose. It flies pretty good once you get used to the fact that it's flying in a way that you don't expect it to. I'm going to fly over here and get these guys over to their hotel rooms. Again, it doesn't fly bad, it just flies a little unexpectedly. In a bit of an unexpected manner. And the idea again of this is it'll be sort of a tour bus so they can go flying around and see the sights. And also, and hopefully, this will be able to dock up to the miner. Just a little bit. We're probably going forward fast enough. Let's go ahead and straighten it up. Let me see where my... okay. Not quite on a parabolic course at this time. Slow and steady does it. We're not in any rush. Not in any rush. We are not in any rush. Not at all. No, it's any use as target. Not yet. Nope. Yeah, now moving away from them again. Unfortunately, I did not choose to put any RCS on this because I didn't think it was necessary. Go down the surface and see if we can get this thing to steer right. Turn lights on. Now shadow? Yes. Okay. Now let's see if we can steer this beehotch. Yes, sort of. In a sort of retarded fashion, I can steer it. I think I had the SAS on before. It still seems like it's on a skating rink. Okay, come on. Let's get a little propulsion going on here. Yeah, this thing had to drive anywhere. It would be a long drive because it's sucking down the battery like crazy. Oh, a little sledding there. Yeah, it definitely is not really built for actual roving, even though it has that capability. It's a flying machine with rubber wheels. Well, actually, that's not flying. Whoops! The hell! What the fuck? I screwed shit up. Uh, let's hit the brakes, please. Brakes. Thank you. All right, let's back it up. Let's test the. We want to dock it to that thing, or like trying to dock it to the miner. Yeah, I didn't really test this on the ground or anything. Not that it would have mattered. I mean, ground on Kerbin and ground on Minmus are two totally different things anyway. I just made it and hoped for the best. Yeah, traction here leaves a great deal to be desired. Probably because it's relatively massive, but because these rubber wheels don't have a huge amount of grip, especially on whatever the hell surface this is. Let's control from here. Now let's see if we can manage to dock this thing. Because if we can't dock it, it's going to be relatively little utility. Okay. Come on. Manatees. Okay. Okay. These are not on the same plane. We shall see whether they will dock up anyway. Yep. Okay. Put the brakes on. Okay, well, I'm going to transfer some fuel, and then we shall take these guys to their new quarters. Okay, check this out. They're all lying down. Kerbals lying down. They're lying down. What the fuck? They all have the same identical, mild grin. What the hell? Okay. Uh, hmm. Center. Guys, what the fuck is going on? Are you okay? Dudes, what the fuck? Bill? Bill? What the fuck? Okay, this is like some sort of possession shit. This is like, the Omen or something. What the hell happened? They all got knocked over in exactly the same way. What the hell? Yeah, I need to take a break for a minute.